Hello and good evening to everyone. Welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences Postgraduate Student Orientation for the 2021-2022 academic year. We are so pleased that I'm seeing so many of you are able to join us this evening. The purpose of today's session is to not only welcome you to the faculty, and we have a number of persons who will be welcoming you, but also to share with you some of the resources that we have made available to you that will assist you in your journey with us here in the Faculty of Social Sciences, in the programs that you have chosen to pursue with us. So we're just after 5. So without further ado, my name is Barney Pacheco. I'm the chair for today's session. We have a number of speakers, after which we'll have a question and answer session. Then we have another set of speakers followed by a final round of questions. So what I'm going to ask is that as we go through, please hold your questions for those sessions. We'll be capturing it. If you have a question, you can send it in the chat. You can also speak with us live during the Q&A. But please make this an interactive session where any questions you have, feel free to ask them so that you can get clarification and we can share with you all that is happening in the faculty. So without further ado, I'll introduce our first speaker, the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Dr. Kola Lewis Cameron, who will bring greetings to you and welcome you to the faculty. Dr. Cameron.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think Barney forgot to indicate that he is the Deputy Dean for Graduate Studies and Research. So he is certainly someone you will be liaising with throughout your time here with us. So let me, first of all, welcome our new postgraduate students to the Faculty of Social Sciences. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you. First to the University of the West Indies, for those of you who are joining us from other universities, and then of course, to those who are now pursuing postgraduate studies after having completed one of our undergraduate programs here at the UWI. As Barney indicated, I am the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences. And I just want to share with you just a few remarks before we proceed with this evening's proceedings. It is Benjamin Franklin who said, "An investment in knowledge pays the best interest." And today we recognize and applaud you for the investment that you are making in your personal growth and development. I expect that it will yield many lucrative returns now and in the future. I also thank you for choosing the UWI and the Faculty of Social Sciences as one of the vehicles that will bear the burden of that responsibility. As many of you may know, most recently, the UWI was ranked the #1 university in the Caribbean, one that the Times Higher Education World Rankings has placed among the top 5% of 25,000 recognized universities globally. We are also the only Caribbean university to be ranked among the best. And so I can affirm this evening that you have made a most excellent choice, and we are most fortunate to have you with us. The Faculty of Social Sciences, we do have committed and capable academic and administrative staff within our 4 departments who are all eagerly waiting to work with you and to provide the support that is necessary for you to successfully navigate your way through your respective programs. And while we encourage our students to focus on academic excellence, we also want to ensure that we produce well-rounded individuals who are able to build and sustain healthy relationships with their peers, with employers, employees, and the wider community. We also desire that our students who are part of this great faculty can become deep thinkers and creators of solutions that can affect and change increasing societal challenges. And it is with this in mind that the vision for our faculty is to be socially engaged and solutions oriented. As a faculty, we will be providing you with the requisite support for you to become socially engaged and solutions-oriented. As one author aptly puts it, it is our responsibility to prepare you for worlds unknown, to prepare your minds for thoughts unthinkable, and to prepare your resolve for struggles unimaginable. We expect that in this new journey, you will carefully watch over your investment by doing what is necessary to experience maximum benefits. And so permit me just a moment to stress the importance of some of the basic actions required, like reading, asking questions, and there are no foolish questions, attend your classes, engage your lecturers for clarity of understanding, and of course, do your research. As basic as it seems, it is what makes the difference between failure and success in this environment. I also encourage you, for those who may have the time, to engage in various non-academic activities presented to you. Get involved in whether it be different groups, sporting activities, professional development, community activities, and the like. Take care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. If you have a problem, do not suffer in silence. We are here to assist you in whatever way possible. Reach out to your program coordinator, reach out to your head of department, reach out to the deputy dean. We are all here to assist you. So as the faculty continues to build relationships with external stakeholders, there will be many exciting opportunities for you through exchange programs, internships, community initiatives, seminars, and the like, all for you to interact with your various industries and sectors and to be exposed to the practical aspects of your study areas. Take advantage of every opportunity. We also want to hear from you directly, and so I encourage you to offer your services or to offer your suggestions to the Student Guild as it pertains to the improvement of your UWI experience. The Faculty of Social Sciences works closely with the Social Sciences representative from the Guild with a view of implementing positive change for the benefit of all. I conclude by again welcoming you to the UWI and the Faculty of Social Sciences, and we wish you much enjoyable success in your time here with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Cameron. And as you mentioned, I just also want to bring greetings to all of you who are joining us here in my capacity as Deputy Dean for Graduate Studies and Research in the faculty. And I want to just take a slightly different stance and talk about community and the fact that what we are trying to achieve in the Faculty of Social Sciences at the postgraduate level is not only to impart knowledge to you as students, but also to build a community of scholars. So what I'm going to encourage you to do as you embark on this journey with us is not only to pursue excellence in your personal studies, but also to build networks, to reach across to other disciplines, to consider the possibilities of collaboration as you pursue your studies with us in your own specific disciplines, so that the goal at the end of the journey for all students will be to join a community of scholars so that we can lift the intellectual capacity of the region, so that we can enhance what the University of the West Indies offers to all citizens by virtue of the training and experience that you would have had while you pursued your degree program. So I want to again welcome you. We have an open door policy in the faculty. You are able as postgraduate students to approach your lecturers in a way that perhaps you may have felt somewhat intimidated to do at the undergraduate level. For those of you who are working full-time, I know especially during the pandemic, this is particularly difficult as you juggle your responsibilities. Feel free, reach out to us. Let us know of your struggles. Share your struggles with other students who may be going through similar problems. so that we can all offer solutions to the challenges that you face at the postgraduate level. So avail yourself of all the resources that the faculty has to offer. And again, make sure that this journey is a meaningful one by engaging in deep dialogue and interaction with not only your lecturers, but also with your colleagues, so that we can form the community of scholars that we are hoping to achieve. So thank you for, again, joining us this evening, and I welcome you. And I will now turn you over to our next speaker, who will be Professor Hariharan Sitaraman, who is the Director of Graduate Studies and Research. Professor.
Thank you, Dr. Pacheco. Thanks for the opportunity to interact with the new postgrad students. I am the current Director of Graduate Studies and Research. Even though I have a medical background, I am an anesthesiologist. I was a student of Faculty of Social Sciences. I did a PhD, which I completed in 2015. So I can talk from that experience that you have selected a very good faculty, and as the dean pointed out, it's the it is the high-ranked university in the Caribbean. So as you embark on this journey as a postgrad, I must tell you that what we are looking for is the critical analysis and critical thinking abilities to do research and enhance the ranking of the university. As we are actually now talking, I am, this week I am attending a virtual World Congress of Anesthesiology, and tomorrow I'm presenting a paper. I can tell you very easily that in most of the World Congresses I attend, the research which are presented emanate out of postgraduate students. And that is the importance which we want to attach to you. So actually the university is gaining from your research capabilities, and we are here to guide you to do that research properly, but you will be enhancing the university status and you will be enhancing your own status. So it's a mutual give and take. So I can tell you that the Faculty of Social Sciences, I did a PhD in health economics, but I can tell you that all the departments in Faculty of Social Sciences, I know for sure, because I have been interacting for the past 2 years as a director of graduate studies. They are very, very, as Dr. Pacheco said, very open-minded, very much interacting with the students, and you will get all the possible help from every department, the academics as well as the administrative staff, that you can have a very, very fruitful and enjoyable academic environment where we can pursue your research and studies and enhance your career. So there is no doubt that you have selected the right university and the right campus and the right faculty. Now, one small thing I wanted to add here is the master's students, the taught master's program. From this academic year, we are moving to GPA. I implore you to actually visit the website which is dedicated for the GPA. The incoming students or the new students who are joining this academic year will be registered into the GPA system. The continuing students, because they are attached to the old regulations, they will continue to qualify without the GPA assessments. It is very, it's a big change. So you please go and visit the website. And also, I want to tell you that, the Graduate Studies School and the Office of Graduate Studies, which is the magisterial arm, we are always there to help you to resolve all your problems. Anytime you can write to our email, to director's email. You can approach us through the guild if you have major issues. We do have plenty of things to offer from graduate studies. We do have a campus research and publication fund. We do have scholarships. So the funding abilities are there. So we want you to visit the Graduate Studies website and get to know about what all things we have to offer. And again, approach us anytime. I mean, I can't just say it's open door because of the pandemic. We are open email at this point of time. So you just write an email and we will get back to you. And I'm sure that the faculty is also very well prepared to answer all your doubts. We also have something called we have a live chat function with the Graduate Studies. You don't even need to wait for an email response. This is real time. You can ask the questions, and Graduate Studies members, customer service representatives will answer the questions immediately. So we do have a lot of these type of enhanced amenities for the students. So again, I welcome you one and all to this career of yours, and I wish you all the best for your career in the future. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Harry. And I just want to endorse what you said, which is that we are certainly open to answering all your questions. So please use the chat and avail yourself of the opportunity today when we have our Q&A to ask those questions. I'd now like to invite Ms. Chloe Maraj, who is the Guild student representative for the Faculty of Social Sciences, to share some words with you. Ms. Maraj.
Hi, good day, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Chloe Maraj, and I am the postgraduate representative for the Faculty of Social Sciences. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of our new students. Welcome. Your postgraduate journey has only just begun, and as you're all trying to adapt to the new normal that this pandemic has forced us into, I hope that you may have a productive and profitable experience at the University of the West Indies. Climatizing to the new social norms this pandemic has created has proven quite difficult and tiresome. Nevertheless, the St. Augustine Association of Postgraduate, which is SACS, provides the opportunity, advancement, and assistance to all our postgrad cohorts, especially now in these unprecedented times. STAPS is a body of students that works to maintain and enhance the quality of the postgraduate experience here at the University of the West Indies. During this upcoming academic year, we will be providing financial assistance in the form of our STAPS Taught Masters Endowment Fund and STAPS Academic Excellence Fund. This is aimed to assist our membership, especially with the recent amendment that TAGATE, which no longer covers funding for our postgraduate program, We will also be having a laptop and tablet initiative to aid students in their adaptation to online learning and delivery of all class and assessments. An internet drive is another assistance program that we wish to promote for students. Connectivity, as we all know, can be a major issue, and additionally, it is also expensive. Through this initiative, we will aid by subsidizing internet packages for our students in the new academic year. In the coming weeks, we will also be highlighting all of these initiatives on the Guild social media accounts. So please follow us at One Guild SDA as well as through me. I will be posting the link on the chat. You can also learn about our upcoming events, such as our postgrad welcome ceremony carded for the 26th of September and our workshop week, which is a 6-day event taking place from October the 25th to the 30th. The workshop week provides guidance for a wide range of topics such as resume writing and self-branding, thesis writing, thesis research, international exchange opportunities, mental health and wellness, and other retooling avenues and opportunities. We will also be working behind the scenes to build connections with companies, NGOs, organizations, and associations to create access for internships, special projects, conferences, seminars, and workshops, and other career opportunities. Finally, we will also be highlighting the research scholarships and the hard work of our students at the FSS postgrad students during our research week from November the 8th to the 19th, showcasing the academic excellence produced at our prestigious institution. Again, I want to thank you all for listening, and I hope you guys make the most of your time at UWI. Also, do not forget to follow our guild page at One Guild SDA. And if any assistance is needed, it can also be sent to our postgrad president's email, which will also be put in the chat. So thank you and have a great night.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maraj. And as she indicated, there's a wealth of information available on the website, which is the primary way in which you will be accessing a lot of the information. And I urge you to visit not only your department's website, but also the website that the Guild manages for postgraduates, so that you can access all of the goodies that she mentioned, including scholarships and funding and so on. So please do your little research, explore what is available. It's all on the website, but the responsibility in searching it out is yours. So I encourage you to do your searches. I'll now turn you over to Ms. Mala Ramesar, who is actually a current PhD psychology student, to share the perspective from the other side, from the student perspective of what graduate studies is all about. So Ms. Ramesar, please.
Hi, thank you. Good evening. So as mentioned, I am Mala Ramesar, and I'm a PhD candidate in the Department of Behavioral Sciences. Now, my job here this evening is a simple one, which is to share my experience as a graduate student at the UWI. I've been a grad student for 6 years. The first 2 were spent completing my MSc in Applied Psychology, and the rest have been dedicated to completing a PhD in psychology. Now, when I reflect on my experience, I think of it as more of a journey of academic, professional, and personal development, rather than just enrollment in a series of programs. The structure of programs from the undergraduate level into the master's has allowed me to use what was learned at each level as a stepping stone towards taking on that challenge of a PhD. Now, during my period of study so far, I've always felt that the UWI is working towards producing a well-rounded professional, not just through the structure of the program, but also through a range of opportunities available to grad students. Now, there are lots of opportunities that are available to students here at UWI, but the onus is really on you, the student, to capitalize on them to maximize your student experience. So as a behavioral sciences student under the Faculty of Social Sciences, I've benefited greatly from the structure of that department. I've been able to shape my degree into one which accommodates for a multidisciplinary approach to understanding and learning, so that the knowledge I've acquired and the skills I've developed are not just restricted to one discipline. For me, at the master's level, I enrolled in several courses in the social work field, and at the PhD level, my courses were in the field of criminology. And each of these courses were carefully selected to supplement my learning experience by broadening my knowledge base and understanding of concepts which were pertinent to my area of interest in psychology. Being able to briefly step into the world of social work and criminology for me truly enhanced my learning experience. And specifically at the PhD level, some of what was learned in my criminology courses definitely played a role in the way I structured my thesis. The structure of these courses, the delivery and assessments, I felt were both challenging and rewarding. And being able to look at issues through the lens of other disciplines and incorporate that into my learning experience has definitely transformed and improved the way I think and approach situations. Now, standing in my position as a student of behavioral sciences, I strongly believe that we should capitalize on a multidisciplinary approach, which is something that is facilitated by the department to really enhance and improve the learning experience. Another really great opportunity is in the area of research and publications. Now, when I entered grad school, I had this keen interest in research and continuous learning. I still do today, and I'm sure all of you do. And now I've been afforded the opportunity to do just that through numerous collaborations with my PhD supervisor, which we continue to pursue to this day. Now, through these collaborations, I've been able to refine my research skills, refine my writing skills, and I've been allowed to focus on those areas of research that I was specifically interested in. So if I know you're not totally excited to start your life as a postgraduate student, I'll share another really great opportunity, which is that of scholarships. There are scholarships and funding opportunities available for postgrads, and I myself have benefited tremendously from this. And having that financial security when trying to pursue higher education removes a lot of the stress and the burden, which we as postgraduate students really don't need to carry. My overall experience has led me to believe that the university, through, well, in my case, the Department of Behavioral Sciences, really adopts a student-centered approach, recognizing students' varying needs, your skills, competencies, and provides opportunities through which students can take away more than just a degree. The interactions you have with staff members, your lecturers, your supervisors, members of the Office of Graduate Studies and Research, and ATS is a very supportive one. I've always felt that there was someone I can speak to, someone who would allow me to be heard, have my issues addressed, and receive good guidance and support. And it's really through this type of mentoring that I've received all these years that I'm able to say that I have developed tremendously, personally, professionally, and academically. So I would encourage you to not look at the next few years as a series of obligations to fulfill your degree requirements, but rather embrace it as an opportunity for you to become your best. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck in your studies.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ramasa, and for those insightful words, as well as reinforcing the need to ensure that you collaborate and, as you said, pull from other disciplines to enhance the work that you're doing. So I think that message is one that simply cannot be stated too often. That's where the best work lies, is that collaboration. So I'll now invite two persons from the bursary, Ms. Cora Howard and Ms. Lisa Ali, to share with you something that I'm sure you're very interested in hearing about, which is from the financial side and what the possibilities are. So Ms. Howard, Ms. Ali, I invite you now to share with the students.
All right, so good day to everyone. My name is Cora Howard, and I would be co-presenting with Ms. Lisa Ali, and we are representing Mrs. Carolyn Gooding, who is the Senior Financial Manager for the section this evening. Mrs. Gooding sends her apologies as she was unable to make it this evening. So first of all, we want to start by saying a warm welcome to all our new students from the bursary staff at the University of the West Indies. And to just share, that some of our processes have been enhanced in an effort to improve your experience with us. A major aspect of this is the fee pay system, which I will share a bit about a bit later. So financial clearance. What is financial clearance, you may ask? So financial clearance is the term used to communicate that you, the student, have met all your financial obligations to the university by submitting your registration documents, paying your fees in full, or maintaining your expected fee payments. So financial clearance grants access to all of these things here: a UWI student ID card, health services unit, sporting facilities, a UWI parking pass, My Learning, library services, graduation, My Secure Area, and access to examinations. So just to introduce you to fee pay, what is fee pay? So fee pay is a new initiative designed to issue automatic financial clearance and automate the management of the payment plan process for all students at the UWI. So whether you're local, regional, or international, you could benefit from enrolling in the fee pay. And this is done via fee pay is managed via the TouchNet platform. And this initiative has been in the planning for the last 3 years, and a dedicated team of persons have worked arduously to ensure that the system is tested, tried, and true. So it's a robust system, and we are hoping that you'd really gain the benefit which is expected from creating this new fee pay initiative. So this plan is accessed through the student portal via My Secure Area, after you have registered for your courses. So TouchNet has been used by the university for the past 7 years, and it is used in over 19 countries worldwide by over 17 million students. So TouchNet is credible. So just to share with you a bit, once you enroll in fee pay, there are 2 types of payment plans. One for a sponsored student, if you're a sponsored student, or if you're a non-sponsored student. If you're a sponsored student, your installments will be based on your first installment 15%, your second installment 15%, and your third installment would be 70%. The deadline dates would be the 2nd of October for the first installment, that is after registration, and the second installment 15th of October, with your third installment being due the 15th of November 2021. If you're a non-sponsored student, however, your first installment would be 40%, with your second installment being 30%, and your third installment also being 30%. The due dates remain the same whether you're sponsored or non-sponsored student. For semester 2, the due dates are 1st of February, 20th of February, and 31st of March, and the percentage for the installments remain the same. Sponsored 15%, 15%, 70%, non-sponsored 40%, 30%, 30%. For the summer period, however, it's 50-50 whether you're sponsored or non-sponsored, and the deadline dates are the 31st of May and the 30th of June. So just to share a bit, the registration process has been modified to encapsulate fee pay. So the first step is get your registration information, register for Gateway service if you're an undergrad student, go for academic advising, select courses online. Then number 5, enroll in fee pay to obtain financial clearance. So this is new and mandatory. This step should not be skipped. You must enroll in fee pay in order for you to gain financial clearance and reap the benefits of all the items that were listed previously. Number 6, you must get your UEID or smart card. And number 7, you must remember to maintain financial clearance. So you don't just enroll in fee pay and that's it. You must remember that you must maintain your financial clearance. And how do you do that? By first submitting all of your registration documents. These will be detailed further down in this presentation. And number 2, you must ensure that all your required installment payments are made by the stipulated due date. And important to note, there's an enrollment fee of $35 once you've enrolled in fee pay, and this is spread over the installment payments for which you are signing up. So just important to note, once you enroll in the fee pay payment plan, you'll be granted automatic financial clearance. We want you to remember that. And the system would calculate your installments due based on the balance in your account. This would include your compulsory fees, tuition fees, and your enrollment fee. So right now, I'll hand you over to Ms. Lisa Ali, who will take you through the rest of the presentation.
Thanks, Cora, and good afternoon once again to the Faculty of Social Sciences. Thanks for having us, and again, welcome to all you new students. So we would have gone through what is required in order to gain financial clearance. And now we're going to take a look at what are some of the responsibilities you have as a student in order to maintain that financial clearance. So the first item that we're asking you to pay attention to is that of the submission of your documents. Now, what are the documents that we're asking that you submit as a postgrad student? So first, we will ask that you submit your signed fee sheet. Now, this is printed just after you select your various courses online. So we're asking that you do take a note of the student agreement on that fee sheet and you include your signature when you're sending it to us. For persons who are postgrad students at their final stages and would have submitted their final research project or their thesis, we're asking that that submission receipt is also submitted to us. If you are receiving some sort of scholarship or postgrad sponsorship, we're asking that you provide proof of that letter to us as well so that we can adjust your fees as well as bill the various governments accordingly. And then finally, your proof of payments. So there are different methods of paying your fees. If it is that you are using internet banking by doing an online transfer, if you're paying via wire transfer as an international student, or if you prefer to go to the bank over the counter and pay your fees, we're also asking that you submit the student bank deposit slip to us. If you are paying through FeePay, which you can do using a credit card or a debit chip card, it is not mandatory that you submit that proof of payment to us. And as we go along, you will find out why we're not asking you to submit that to us, right? So for now, these are the 4 main categories of documents. The second responsibility that you will have as a student would be to pay your fees. Now, what exactly are those fees? So just before we get into what the fees are, again, a reminder, even though we are asking you to enroll in FeePay, it doesn't mean that you have to make your payments through FeePay. So you can still pay at any branch over the counter, any branch of Republic Bank over the counter. You can utilize the online transfers. And as I mentioned, you can also utilize the wire transfers. FeePay will only accept a credit card or a local debit chip card. If you don't have that, then it may be, then you would just have to utilize the other options. Now, I know there are some students that raise concerns over the local debit chip card. It has to do with the time frame in which you were issued your card. So if you recently received your card, and I would say recent, meaning within the last 2 to 3 weeks, then there are chances that the card is not going to work on the system because there are internal processes that the local banks will have to complete in order for that to be able to be used on the site. Now, just an importance to note, and the reason why we ask you to really submit your documents to us, when you pay using your debit chip card or your credit card via FeePay, that instantly hits your account. So you will be able to see your payment reflected on your student account. What you will not see though, because the system is designed to recalculate fees, recalculate your payment plans rather every 24 hours. So if you have enrolled and you used your card to pay and you haven't seen any changes in your plans, don't panic. Nothing is wrong with the system. It's just that it's designed to recalculate every 24 hours. If you're using the other methods of payment, so if you're doing online transfers, if you're paying via wire transfer, or you're doing your over-the-counter payments, we ask you to submit those documents to us because we are heavily dependent on the information that gets to us from the bank. And in most instances, the information that comes to us through these statements, it's not sufficient for us to identify who exactly the payment belongs to. So when you send us those documents, it makes it easier for us to match the transactions on our statements, but that takes between 3 to 5 working days. And of course, that is once your proof of payment is submitted. So just bear this in mind whenever you're choosing which payment method is most suitable for you, right? Now, if you're paying online, which means you do have access to a credit card or a local debit chip card that has been activated to work online, that allows you, the system allows you to save those credit card information on the system. Saving the information really means that you are telling the system, you're giving the system permission to take the funds out of the card at the stipulated installment due date. If you do not wish to do this, it is not mandatory. When you do review the system, it is gonna tell you which option that you can choose. So if you do not want to save your information and you want to send in your payments on your own, then do not set up your automatic payments. Enrolling in FeePay is important before you make a payment to your account. We know students will also like the facility where they can pay their fees in full once their financial circumstances permit, and you're free to do so. What we're asking is that you enroll in fee pay first so that you can be granted the financial clearance, and then you can proceed to make the various payments. If you do choose the method of paying through wire transfer, online transfer, or even using the regular bank deposit slip, it is not necessary that you break down the tuition or the fees that you're paying. So we do not expect that you list out each compulsory fee. We do not expect that you list out the enrollment as well as the tuition. Everything can be combined into one because the system will know what you're paying for. And once we receive your documents, we will also know what you're paying for. Now, in order to submit your documents to us, we have begun using a system called eCourier, and this should be familiar to some of you if you would have gone through admissions level undergraduate of sending in your documents via that medium. So we're going to be using the same system. You will be provided with the links. In this instance, we have 2 links, but the first link would be for all of your regular registration documents. We're asking that you submit it using that. And if you are paying late, we know things happen. We know the financial constraints of the economy right now. If you do miss your installments or you're paying after your installment dates, there is a special link where we can easily retrieve those payments and upload it to your account as soon as possible. In that way, you can prevent any disruption in your online access. Now, these 2 links are found on the registration webpage. And for those of you who may not know what the registration webpage is, you can simply type into Google registration 101 UE, and it is going to bring up the registration page, which is applicable to both undergrad and postgrad students. So the same steps will follow. So all of the information is there. And we also have a newly introduced bursary website with effect this academic year, which I will get into later on for you. So whenever you're submitting these documents to us via eCourier, we're asking that you include, the first time you're using the system, it is going to ask you for certain information. So it's going to ask you for your name and your contact number and an email address. The email address that you're including in that, we're asking please to use your UE student, your official UE student email address. That makes it a lot easier for us to be able to identify you as a UE student, and we can definitely share any financial information with you. We're also asking for you to submit it in one PDF attachment. The reason why we ask you to submit in one PDF attachment is because these documents, whenever we review them, we do upload it to your student account so that we can retrieve it after. So having it saved in one PDF attachment will allow us to be able to save those documents a lot faster to your account. And when you are sending it to us, please ensure that it's named with your student ID number, your name, first name and last name, and you can just simply abbreviate the faculty. In this case, you are going to abbreviate it to FSS. Now, in summary, the responsibility that lays upon you, the student, would be first to receive financial clearance. And you receive financial clearance by enrolling in a payment plan. And just a note, because I glanced the question in the chat, the system is not designed to recognize your status or if you are a sponsored or non-sponsored student. So UWE's registration on a whole is not designed to pick that up. So what FeePay is going to do, FeePay is just simply going to take the balance from your account, whatever shows up at the point of your registration, and then it's going to calculate the 3 installments on the total of your tuition, compulsory fees, as well as an enrollment fee. What is important is that each student, when you are enrolling, you read the details of each plan carefully, because it is listed out so that you can easily identify which plan you are to enroll in. And once you have read a plan and you are convinced that that is the plan for you, then you can proceed to selecting that plan. So after you would have received the financial clearance, and you are receiving financial clearance for the duration of the semester, it's not going to be a 3-month or a 2-month interval. It is for the duration of the semester. We then ask that you follow through on your financial clearance by ensuring that all of your documents are submitted to us. So even with the installments, if you do choose to pay 3 times for the semester, we're asking that you do send those 3 receipts to us, because it's important that we have your accounts updated. And then when it comes to ensuring that all of your fees are paid, we're also asking that you do pay attention to your accounts so that you will be aware of what is happening. One of the things that we are doing, or which is normal for us in bursary, would be to, if we recognize you didn't submit your documents, or if you did not pay your fees in time by the stipulated deadline dates, then an accounts receivable hold, or an AR hold for short, will be placed on your student's account. And what exactly does this AR hold do? This AR hold basically takes away your online access. So you would no longer have access to My eLearning, which is very critical for you and your online teaching. You will no longer be able to have access to submit your exams, and your library services, which would only be online services at the point in time, will also be restricted. And eventually, if we do get to that the graduation level, if you do have an AR hold at that point in time, then we will not allow you to be able to follow through with your graduation. Right, so I spoke about the bursary website earlier on. So this is just a little snapshot of what it looks like. So in introducing FEPE, we knew that there are going to be questions. We know, especially for our continuing students, there would have been a lot of questions because of what we were accustomed to doing in the past. So the website is designed to have everything related to receiving and maintaining financial clearance. So the 3 main tools that we are going to be using moving forward in student accounts bursary will be FEPE. So the tutorial video is on the website. There's also a frequently asked questions. There is a payment, an installment schedule, so that you can refer to it in case you don't remember when are the due dates. The due dates will not change for the semester, so it's standardized. And then you also have information on the various payment options that are available to you as a student. We do have the e-courier, so there are the links provided. On the website, we also give you a how-to guide in case you can't remember how you're supposed to upload your documents. That is also there. We also have introduced for this academic year as well, we also have a service desk. Now, we're asking if you do have any questions. There is an online form on the website that you can fill out where you can identify the category in which your query relates to. So we're asking if you could utilize that instead of simply just emailing service desk, because service desk is not just managed by bursary, it is something managed by campus IT. So we're asking that you go to the website and fill out the online form so that it can be directed to us and we could provide a faster first response time for you. So those 3 areas are highlighted on our bursary website. So of course, it's open to you to go in and check out if you have any additional questions. Now, it was mentioned earlier, but as a reminder, one of the changes that took place with GATE and their policies was that with effect August 2020, postgraduate students would have no longer been able to access GATE funding for postgraduate programs. With that, however, a decision was made to enhance the help loan arrangement, where students who are now pursuing postgrad diplomas or who are pursuing master's degree can access that, that help loan arrangement. Now, of course, this is not something managed by the bursary, it's not something that's going to be managed by your faculty. So it's something that you, as a student, will have to follow through on and ensure that the payments are received and it's submitted to us in time. The link is a little light, so perhaps we can maybe just take the link and put it on the chat. So for persons who may not be able to see the link properly, right? Sorry about that. So with regard to your fees, we do have, of course, your regular tuition fees. Now, the tuition fees would have been too much to list out for you, so we're asking that you do refer to our fee booklets. One point to note, however, that if you do go to the bursary website, there is a link for the fee booklets. We are working on completing the fee booklets because we are still waiting on information from several other faculties. But of course, if you do wish to inquire about the cost of a program, you can utilize the service desk area and we will respond to you with the tuition fees as per the particular program. Your compulsory fees as a new student, in total, it will be $14.85 and it's listed out for you. So you're gonna have to pay your guild, your ID card, portion, group health, personal insurance, registration, and amenities fee. One note with the amenities fee with this if academic year, the campus executive management made a decision to have the amenities fee payable in 2 tranches. So when you do register, you will see $250 being billed for this semester. And when you do register in semester 2, you will also see another $250, right? So that brings us to the end, and I guess that's it until the question and answers part.
Okay, thank you. And I know we have quite a few questions related to the financial aspect of the programs and so on. So we'll be getting to that in the Q&A. So for those of you who had questions in the chat, some would have been answered via the presentation. For others, obviously, you still have some outstanding questions and we will address those in the Q&A. We do, however, have a very short video from Dr. Deirdre Charles, who's the Director of the Division of Student Services and Development. So she unfortunately was unable to join us live, but does have a video presentation welcoming you to the campus and providing some additional information. So if we could get that video up, it's a very short video. And here we go.
Welcome to the DSSD, the Division of Student Services and Development at the UWI St. Augustine campus. Joining us at the St. Augustine campus signals your desire to achieve excellence and represents the trust you have placed in us as an institution to help you grow, develop, and achieve both your academic and personal goals. We thank you for entrusting us with this important responsibility and are excited to start this partnership with you. As your partners, we want you to know that our collective team of 8 departments regard your well-being as priority. As such, we work to provide you with a positive, integrated, and holistic educational experience throughout your university journey. The unique and diverse needs of our student population affords us the opportunity to provide resources and a range of support services to our students. At our 8 departments, we will assist in areas such as career planning and management, community engagement, student leadership, academic support, counseling, financial aid, student activities and events, student employment, and various accommodations for disability support and students with medical conditions. There are 5 halls for your accommodation. All have single rooms and 2 are equipped with postgraduate rooms. The holistic development of students is central to the mission of the DSSD as we work to create an inclusive, student-centered environment in which our students thrive. If you are in need of an intervention to help resolve a difficult situation, or maybe simply interested in maximizing your university experience, then you have come to the right place. At the DSSD, we are happy to be strategic partners in student learning, development, and success, and remain committed to positively transforming the life of each student that engages us. The DSSD team look forward to welcoming you as together we achieve the extraordinary.
So that was a brief message from Dr. Jedred Charles, outlining a bit about what the division offers and welcoming you to the campus. As I said, we have several questions, so we're going to try to get through as many as we can. What I'll urge you, though, is to look at the chat and the Q&A, where some of the questions have already been answered, so that you are able to see if you had a similar question that has already been resolved by way of a response from the panelists. So I'll just jump very quickly. As I said, many of them focus on the financial presentation from the bursary. So I think the bursary will be doing quite a lot of responding at this point. So the first question really speaks to, can you clarify what is meant by a sponsored student? And then someone indicated that they had been a registered student from 2019-20, where they got the 50% gate approval, and I will only be paying compulsory fees. Which option should I choose in the fee pay system, sponsored or non-sponsored? So perhaps the bursary personnel can answer those questions.
Sure. With regard to the sponsored or non-sponsored, if a student is receiving any sort of third-party sponsorship, so for postgrad, GATE is no longer going to be applicable. So if you are receiving any sort of postgrad scholarship or sponsorship, if you are receiving a tuition waiver from the university, we will consider you as a sponsored student. If you're non-sponsored, it simply means that you're paying your tuition on your own, your tuition and your compulsory fees on your own, and you're not receiving any sort of assistance or external funding.
Okay.
And I think you may need to repeat that second question to me.
The second question, for the student who was enrolled 2019-2020, they obtained gate approval and they're indicating that they are only paying compulsory fees. So which option should I choose in the fee pay system, sponsored or non-sponsored? That's the question.
For a student to only be required to pay compulsory fees for this academic year, it could either be that the student covered the cost of the program, or they have submitted their final research project or their thesis. In that case, you can select the non-sponsored. You will still see the tuition charge being posted on your account, because as I mentioned earlier, this university system is not designed to know where you are at in terms of your level of study. So once we receive your documents, we will do the necessary adjustments where we will reverse your tuition fees manually. And then of course the system will recalculate so that only your compulsory fees will be shown. But of course, nothing prevents you as a student from going ahead and paying your compulsory fees only.
Okay, another question for the bursary. How long does it take to get financial clearance, and how do I know the documents have actually been processed?
All right, I think I answered that in the chat. But once you're enrolled in fee pay successfully, you'd automatically gain financial clearance, and your documents will be submitted by e-courier, and it is secure, and your documents are guaranteed to get to us. You would be alerted once your package has been opened. So what we ask our students is, rest assured your documents would arrive to us. Once we open it, you would get an email letting you know that it has been opened.
Okay. Another question, and this one, I am a returning, in bracket, new student. I'm a returning, in bracket, new student. I currently have a UEID. Do I still need to pay for a new ID? So this is one of the questions being asked.
Okay, so I am guessing the person is returning because they were in a previous program at undergraduate level and they're new because they're now going into postgrad. If students are in possession of their UE Smart ID card, which is the card that has the university picture at the back of it and there's a chip, That is what we refer to as a UE Smart ID card. If you are in possession of that, you are not required to pay the ID card fee. Once we receive your documents, again, we will reverse that tuition, that charge on your account.
All right. So another financial question. When registering in FeePay, I realized the amount on the account was not equivalent to the amount on my fee sheet. There was an option to change the amount, but I'm still seeing that I'm not yet financially cleared. So what does this person do when there's a discrepancy?
So a difference in the fees on FeePay and your fee sheet could mean two things. One, there was an overpayment on the student account from a previous semester or program, or there is a billing issue that we will have to sort out. So in those instances, we're asking students to email us at service desk. And once we get to them one by one, if it's necessary for us to obtain the assistance from graduate studies, then we would redirect them accordingly. Or if it's something internally for the bursary to sort out, we will do that and get back to the student via service desk.
All right, thank you. Let's see if we have time for a few more. This other question is, when will we know, sorry, how would one know when the student ID is ready for collection? So this question,
I'm not sure that that's a bursary question.
that's probably not a bursary question. We can probably ask I think the director of graduate studies is no longer with us, but we have a representative from graduate studies. Maybe they can share some insight on that question.
Dr. Pacheco, could you please respond? This is Tanil Fanovich from Graduate Studies.
Yes.
Repeat the question.
Sorry, the person is just asking when will they know when the student ID is ready for collection? Or will they be aware of that?
Oh, that's ID card office. So let me just look up the information and they can contact ID card office for that.
Okay, so the ID card office, excellent. See, someone is saying, if I already have health insurance, why do I need to join your health plan? I'm not sure where to direct that question regarding the health plan. That's one of the panelists may have the answer to that. If not, it's something. The other thing that I'll just share is that, for the questions that we're not able to get an immediate response, the departments also provide a program coordinator who can assist with some of the more detailed questions regarding your programs. So there is also another resource that you can tap into by reaching out to your program coordinator within your department, so that you can get some answers, because some of these are very much related to specific programs and the nuances of your specific programs. And there's where you might get the best advice in terms of what courses and so on. So there is some advising available in-house within each department. So I don't think we have an answer to that one at this point in time. Okay, let's see if we can just get to maybe just a few more, because we're a little bit behind. And I want to make sure that we try to get as many of these answered as we can. Okay, here's another question. Okay, will we be given access to course outlines, recommended readings, and so on? So again, you will be provided, once you register for your courses, you will be provided with each course a course outline, and the lecturer for each course will provide feedback to you in terms of what the readings are and what you need to do for your specific courses. Okay, I think we have just time for one more. Let me see if I can. All right. Well, so the person is saying, I've received my acceptance letter. Will an email be sent with all the info for registration, or is there another action I need to take at this time? So this has been accepted. They've gotten all the information. Will there be any other action that is needed? So other than getting your financials squared away, That would be a very important step.
Dr. Pacheco, if
Yeah.
I may on that one,
Yes.
the offer letter should have gone out with a link to the registration page, and the registration page is pretty exhaustive, and it takes the students through step by step in terms of what they need to do, what order they need to pay their, well, do web selection of courses, pay their fees, deal with ID card, etc. If that link is not on the letter for some reason, it's supposed to be, as Ms. Ali said earlier, you just type in registration 101 UE, and it's going to take you straight to that page, and it'll give you all the steps you need to complete the registration process.
Okay, thank you very much for that information. So I think we'll have to stop at this point and continue with the program, but we will have another opportunity at the end to get to additional questions that you have been posting, and we'll try to get to as many as we can so that everyone is fully informed in terms of the doubts, the queries that you have, so we can resolve these as much as we can today. I will, however, urge you, as I said, please visit the websites that everyone has been referring to. So the Graduate Studies website, your department website, where you're pursuing courses. You know, a lot of the information is available there in digital format. And I'll just urge you to be proactive and actually seek out that information, because many of the questions you may already have an answer just waiting there on the website, and all you have to do is access it. So I urge you to go and do some digging and look at the websites that have been mentioned in the presentation. All right. So we do need to close the first session on Q&A at this point and move on with the program. We will get to some of the other questions. At this point, I'll invite Mr. Yaqub Hussain from the library, who is the faculty liaison librarian for social sciences, to share some insights and some information with you. Mr. Hussain.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Pacheco. What's going on here now? Yes. Good afternoon, students. A warm welcome is extended to you from the management and staff of the Alma Jordan Library. My name is Yaqub Hussain, and I am your faculty liaison librarian. The operations of the Alma Jordan Library have been affected in some measure by the COVID-19 pandemic. On-site access is restricted and staff is presently working from home. Notwithstanding, the library continues to provide resources and services through its online platform for your research needs. The staff at the library is trained and highly committed to provide you with the assistance you need. They are fully engaged, even though they are working from home, and response time to your queries are quick. I encourage you to connect and partner with the library for your information. We will now look at the resources of the library. On print material, there are over 600,000 books and 975 journal titles. Loans on these are presently suspended, and this arrangement is presently being revisited. However, on the library's electronic platform, you have access to 257 databases, 123,193 e-journals, and over 67,000 ebooks. The library also has a sizable body of Caribbean research in the form of maps, microforms, newspapers, theses, photographs, oral history interviews, and over 150 special collections in the West Indiana and Special Collections Division. The library also continues to offer a wide range of services. These are Ask a Librarian. This is available from the library's homepage. You can submit your queries and you will get a response within 24 hours during the week and a bit longer during weekends. Another service is LibChat. This is an online chat service from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. weekdays. A pop-up usually appears on the library's homepage. We also provide research assistance to Ask a Librarian, LibChat, email, and Zoom. Book and tablet loans are presently suspended. These are presently revisited by the library. You have to check for updates on the library's homepage. The library also provides document delivery for materials that are not available at the library. The library has a subscription with the British Library. On the library's homepage, we have research guides. These guides provide help on how to effectively use the resources at the library. We also offer technical advice in the form of thesis formatting and reference and citations. Information literacy sessions are also conducted. This is the library's homepage. The URL is http://libraries.sta.uwi.edu/AJL. Once you're on the library's homepage, do check for updates on happenings at the library. Do familiarize yourself with the homepage and navigate the site to access information. It is very important that you log in and log off when accessing resources and when you are off-site. In accessing resources, you are reminded to use your UE ID number and your My e-learning password for accessing those resources. This is the lower half of the library's webpage. To the left, these are some links that you can search and get resources. In the coming days, the library will be releasing its Know Your Library video series. Do look out for these videos through posting from the campus marketing and communications department and Facebook. In closing, I ask you to connect with the library for information. Do reach out through Facebook, email, Ask a Librarian, and library chat. Information is only a click away. We look forward to partnering with you, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hussain. I appreciate that information. Certainly a resource that all students at the postgrad level will be intimately familiar with in very short time, I'm sure. Our final presentation is by Ms. Mandy McVoran from the Center for Learning Languages. I'll now invite Ms. McVoran to share her presentation with you.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Mandy McVoran, as Dr. Pacheco mentioned. I am the administrative assistant at the Center for Language Learning. Our registration is a little bit different from what you may be used to. So you would usually log into your My Learning or the UE portal. No registration is required on the UE portal to register at the CLL for a language course. So I will go through some of the steps to complete a CLL registration, as many of you may have language requirements attached to your programs. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, hold on. All right. So you go onto the university's website as you are accustomed to doing, and you go into the search box on the top right-hand corner, and you can just type in CLL. Our page will come up. We have our website is updated, and there is where you will fill out your registration form. Registration form. So the top of the page, you'll see courses, and then you see registration. You can click on that. There are, of course, a lot of different information, student FAQs, financial, timetable, etc. Please feel free to navigate through those, but I'll just take care of the registration bit of it. So you click on registration, and if you go down, you will see a small video on how to register with us. And you'll see register here under registration and payment. Basically, when you click on the registration form, you'd be asked a couple questions, which course like register for, which day and time, and you proceed with the actual registration. So I wouldn't get into that too much because I just watch a short 1-minute video just to recap how you would complete your CLL registration, seeing that it is different. I'll pause a little bit at certain points just to recap. So you see, complete your registration form. Check your inbox for submission email. So once you've completed the form, you will get an automated email asking you to email us for your payment methods. Because we're not on Banner and it is not an automated system, we need to check for capacity of certain classes because everything is done manually. It's a different registration. So we need to verify that the classes are not filled, and we also need to verify that you're in fact actively UE registered students in order to benefit from the tuition waiver. Our courses are actually $775, but as a registered UE student, you only pay $75. So we have to do our checks and balances, and once we're able to verify that, we would send you an email with the payment instructions. Our classes, just to note, we cater to the entire university, all the faculties, UE students, members of the public, members of staff. It's a real hybrid student population, and so there are different categories in which the staff must verify in order to send you the payment information. As I said, it's all done manually. It's not an automated system as you are used to on your UE portal. Also, once you've paid, you send us a proof of your payment, and that's how we will add you to the class list and the attendance registers. It will not be on My Learning, and then you can check your email for final welcome email, and that's an indicator that you've actually joined the class, right? So I'm just going to continue. Okay, so that's basically it for my presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat, or you can always send us an email to the CLL's inbox, which is cllfhe@sta.uwi.edu. I can put it in the chat. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for that presentation, Ms. McCoran. So a lot of the links are already in the chat to all the various departments and divisions and units that have presented. So I'll just ask you to pay attention to those links that have been provided to you. There's also a live chat that's available at the Graduate Studies unit, so that you can also avail yourself of that opportunity. So we are trying to leverage all the technology that we can to facilitate answering any questions that you might have. So we are now at the second round of Q&A, where you have a few questions that were not answered yet, and I'll just highlight a few of them. One for the bursary, asking, I was previously registered as a postgrad student, had to withdraw, and I'm now re-entering the system. Can I transfer caution money from that time to the current registration?
Sure, I can answer that. Yes, you can. I posted the link for the caution money form, which we're asking students, if you wish to use your caution money from a previous program, you are still required to fill out the caution money form. On that form, you will be selecting transfer to a new program. Of course, the form carries the various, you will require the various approvals. So approvals from the previous faculty that you were enrolled in, as well as the library. And once that is completed, the student would submit that document to us along with the other registration documents, so we can transfer the caution.
Okay. Another question for students, international students, are all the fees applicable? Do they have to pay all the fees that were listed previously for international students who are not visiting the campus, doing it online?
By fees, I'm guessing they mean the compulsory fees, and yes. So amenities fee is still applicable for the 2021-22 academic year. It's just payable in 2 tranches, 215 semester 1, 215 semester 2, but everything else remains enforced.
All right, thank you very much. Let's see. If there are any other questions that are coming up in the chat. I think we have answered the majority of the questions that were raised. There's a student saying, are Arthur Lockjack students required to use the fee pay system?
So yes, Arthur Lockjack students are required to. So just to point out, we know returning Arthur Lockjack, I know this is a session for new students, and your compulsory fees are going to be $640 as a postgrad student. Yes, you are required to enroll in fee pay, but when you do get to the point of being a continuing student and you will only be required to pay $20, at that point, we will just simply issue the clearance automatically on our end for you.
All right, good. This is a very technical question asking about an error code 1314 on the fee pay enrollment process. What does that mean?
So
I'm not sure if you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is. That error code actually only comes up if you're attempting to save your card information. And it is something that we've reached out to our customer care department, who with the facilitators of PP, which is TouchNet. It's an international company, so they haven't yet gotten back to us. So, but we are following up on that query. What we're asking is that students at this time, if you are receiving that error, do not attempt to save your card information, but you can use your card to process the payment. Just do not attempt to save it on the system to set up automatic payments.
Thank you. Question on where a course is carried into summer, will the fees be spread into 3 semesters?
It depends on the program, I will say. I know some programs, you do have a summer a summer session attached to it, but naturally for postgraduate students, when you get to semester 2, we do give you the clearance for both semesters.
Right. This is one for the Center for Language Learning, asking about the difference between the different level 1 Spanish and 1A Spanish and 1B Spanish. What is the difference? And perhaps you can elaborate on what might be the level that students pitch at.
So level 1A Spanish, that is for persons who has never done Spanish before, perhaps maybe never CXC level. Someone who may have completed Spanish up to Form 3 would still be required to do level 1A. We do have an online quiz as well as a self-assessment grid on our website in which you can access to ascertain your competency. But level 1A would obviously be the precursor to level 1B. I hope that answers your question.
Very good. Let's see if there are, so we have just a few more minutes for questions. Let me see if there's anyone coming up. Okay. This one is saying, I have completed the postgrad diploma, now registered for the MSc. Will my old grades contribute to my new GPA? This is ideally one. So I'll just take that one on. In terms of if you are going into a new program, remember the GPA has just been introduced, so it will apply to the new program. But your old program, that diploma will not be transferred into the GPA system, which applies to the MSc, which you are now entering into. So the MSc program, the GPA will apply, but the GPA will not be retrograded to previous programs that you were registered for. Okay. So I think the final question that we have time for this evening and is asking, how can postgrad students register for academic advising? So any additional academic advising, the departments are actually going to be reaching out to their students if there's specific advising for your program, which would allow you to get more information on the specifics of your programs. So that will be at the departmental level. So that is something that you should look out for. And you can always reach out to your program coordinators for additional information throughout your tenure here at the university to get information, I should say, on course selection, advice on planning out your program of study and so on. At the department level, there are lots of resources and they're best suited to advise you on the specifics of your program. So that is something that you can certainly follow up on. All right, so I know we ran a little long. There are a number of, as I said, a number of questions that we may not have been able to reach. I think we got the majority of them. And as you would be aware, we are running with a very tight time frame to sort of try to corral all these questions together. So if we missed any, you can always contact your program coordinators. And you certainly have a lot of online resources, which I'll urge you to consult to try to get information. And you always have the option of speaking to the persons you're most directly in contact with, who would be your lecturers for the various courses, and you can get guidance at all levels, at the course level, as well as at the department and at the faculty level. So feel free, don't stay and suffer in silence. If you have doubts, if things are not clear to you, approach us, reach out to us, and we will try as best as we can to answer questions that you may have. So this, I think, brings us to the end of our session for today. And I would like at this point to extend thanks, first and foremost, to all of you on this chat who joined us, all the students who asked questions, interacted, listened carefully, and took part in the session today. I want to also thank the Dean and all the other presenters who shared what their departments, their units were providing to you by way of resources. Members from the School of Graduate Studies and Research, the student representative from the Guild, particularly from the bursary, who got the bulk of questions directed to them. A special thanks to them for answering those questions. Dr. Charles for her video, Mr. Hussein from the library, and Ms. McVoran, who told us a little bit about what the Center for Learning Languages provides. So again, thank you to all of you for attending the session and to all the presenters and for the interactive way in which we conducted the session. I thank you for your questions. And as I said, feel free to reach out to us for any questions we did not get an opportunity to answer. So thank you again for participating. And this brings us to the end of our session today. Perhaps we can just, I could just ask about the information here. Will it be shared with the students who attended the session? Maybe someone can just clarify whether you have any access, further access to what was shared today before we close. I know persons are asking questions on that.
The recording will be posted to the faculty's website.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Dean. So you do have access to the recording. So anything that we discussed, you have access to it in the future. So thank you again. Have a good evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and welcome to the Faculty of Social Sciences, and good luck with all your programs that you are pursuing. Thank you again. Good evening.